it's Dr. Dunaway here with Chiro Strength, and today we're going to talk about anterior shoulder pain when it comes to pushing motions like bench press or pressing motions overhead. We're going to work through a corrective drill and then just implement some unilateral pressing and pulling to get a better kind of greasing the groove pattern of a good pushing and pulling motion, connecting these oblique slings, making sure that our hips are connected to our shoulders both in the front and then on the back. So I'm going to take you through a couple different simple exercises to start with this. Now, most of the time when I see people with anterior shoulder pain, they already have this kind of rounded shoulder, whether it's because it's a postural issue or they just train more pushing motions than retraction motions. And when you have this anterior shoulder pain, you'll have this subsequent elevated scapula like this, so it's going to ride high and ride out. And so that's going to put you in a bad position to start with. So in order to prep this, I'm going to do an isometric drill. What I'm going to have them do is I'm going to get a relatively light band, or you can do a cable machine as well. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to have them do a simple row. And now I'm going to do this either in a half kneeling position or in a staggered stance position. If I'm doing either one, and this will be kind of throughout this whole video, if you're wondering which leg should be down, which leg should be up, think about this running motion, and when one shoulder comes into flexion, the other hip will come into flexion. So that will tell you kind of what knee is going to be up or down. So for this first part, we're going to do an isometric hold. So because I'm going to row with my right hand, my left leg is going to be back, and I'm going to get a nice good soft knee position, and all I'm going to do is start with my palm down, nice good tall proud chest, and I'm going to row really low, trying to get them to feel this contraction of the mid to lower trap, so you get a nice good shoulder that's back and down and not in this position. Usually what you'll find is that when you're rowing and they have this anterior shoulder pain, as they row, the shoulder will start to dump forward like this. And that's just a motor control issue that we need to fix. So what we're going to do is a couple rounds of row, making sure you feel this lat nice and engaged, making sure you feel this mid to lower trap nice and engaged, and just hang out for about 10 seconds. And we're going to accumulate probably 3 to 4 reps of 10-second holds on each side. If this is an issue, I'll have them start in this position with the band, but pull all the tension out of it so they can at least start in a good position. Shoulder back and down, squeeze that scapula, and slowly let this band out. And then they should be able to feel that load in the right position. And I'll eccentrically let this kind of lower out. And again, you could be doing this in a kneeling position as well. But I want that staggered stance position because that's going to promote that cross crawl kind of connection. So that's where we're going to start, just so you can start to feel the right position, so you can see where you should be finishing. And then what we'll do is we'll end up getting into, again, either a half kneeling position or a staggered stance position. And then all we're going to be doing is a nice, good isometric row. Isometric. We're going to do a nice, good, slow unilateral row, slowly coming back. And as I'm doing this, I'm consciously thinking about squeezing the glutes so we can make that connection and come out. Squeeze, and then come out. Now what's great is if you have a stack of cables, once you're rowing on this side, you can also be pressing on this side. And even if you don't have it, you want to get that good motion in there, you can work on getting this kind of opposite pattern on the other side nice and engaged as well. But it's important to be unilateral with this. Now the other thing we're going to do is a unilateral press. And again, if I'm going to be pressing with my left arm, I'm going to step forward with my opposite leg. So again, I'm in a good, nice staggered stance position, soft knees, loaded up this front leg a little bit. And as I press, I'm going to be locked in, start in the same position as I would end in a row, locked in, find that good contraction, that scapular retraction. And as I push, I want to make sure I engage my obliques right here by resisting all that rotation. So it should be very nice, slow and controlled hold, so we can feel that oblique working, connecting this flexed shoulder to this flexed hip, and then slowly coming back down. And now as I'm trying to retrain those patterns for shoulder pain, I'll actually maintain just unilateral pressing or pulling for a couple weeks until I start working on whatever mobility issues I might have leading to this. And as I start to implement good pressing patterns with better mobility after a couple weeks, then things like bench open up to you without having as much issue, and you can kind of work through whatever you are limited on. So if you have any questions, you can ask those questions in the bottom. I'd be happy to get back to you. You can always reach me at drdunaway@chirostrength.com. You can find more information on Facebook and Instagram, both at Chiro Strength. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And like I always say, don't just mend, transcend. Thanks.